My name is Kai-Erik Kirschbiegel, Managing Director of Cyforma Germany. We are one of the leading suppliers of a project and portfolio management solution. We implement customized solutions to our customers. We do not only support them with our tool Cyforma, also with our years of experience in project management. The knowledge that is needed to accomplish our mission has to be tested and provided frequently.
My name is Bastian Schneider and I am responsible for the education of employees of Cyforma. Training new employees takes a lot of time, and also for a long time it wasn't easy for new employees to access learning content. So we were missing a tool to optimize the right content in a suitable order. We train our employees by showing them a way with the customized learning path and combine that with face-to-face trainings which we schedule in Matrix. In addition, staff members can check their knowledge in small tests. It was important for us that there's no control from supervisors needed. We use Matrix to preserve our knowledge. Employees know that they can find answers to their questions and review what they have learned. So beside learning, we use it as a reference guide. A big advantage concerning this point is the app, which has a responsive design and allows us to visualize our content on smartphones without having to adjust the format. Due to the combination of different media, for example videos, text and external documents, it is easier for our staff to understand the topics. For our employees, Matrix is the first contact point regarding knowledge. This means that they don't have to think about who could have information to a certain topic. Matrix allows us to minimize the internal time requirement for training, because we fill it with knowledge for many different subjects and everyone knows where to find it. This enables the instructors to concentrate on their topics during the training phase. Providing learning material in one environment instead of many different places is good for us, because if we need to change something, it is easier for us to do that in one place instead of many different. Everyone on an international level who sees Matrix wants to use it, because it's intuitive, fast and doable anywhere. That's why we plan to use Matrix globally very soon. The support response times are very fast, often less than 10 minutes. If we have problems with the configuration, Cypher helps us to find a solution. Also, there's a development section where we can express our wishes and thereby have an impact on future development.
Training is a great opportunity to expand the knowledge and skills of employees. Companies can choose from a variety of online tools to enhance their training activities. But even so, most training programs are still an expensive and tedious experience. Training delivery is not engaging, the content is not personalized to the learner's needs, and it's very hard to track the skills that employees learned. There is actually a simpler, better way of training and learning online. Matrix is a learning platform for businesses that provides all the essential tools for creating and managing training activities. With an intuitive design, Matrix makes training enjoyable and enables learners and instructors to have a great learning experience anytime, anywhere. Businesses can create their own training hub that is fully customized and reflects their brand's identity. Instructors can build engaging courses suited to their training style without any technical knowledge. Matrix provides an easy and efficient way to create content, deliver training, and organize learner audiences. Companies that focus on talent development can use competency-based learning to tag training content with the skills that they want to teach and assess, then track learner progress based on their mastery of those skills. Instructors can make courses more dynamic and adapted to their needs using advanced, innovative functionalities such as automation and adaptive learning. You can trigger automated actions and personalize what content learners see in courses based on their performance. Learners have a great experience with Matrix and navigate easily through the platform. Using gamification, courses become more interactive. Learners enjoy earning points and badges in games, which makes learning more engaging and enhances knowledge retention. Learners can keep track of their progress through courses at all times. Project collaboration and teamwork are enhanced using tools such as groups, teams, chats, and more. Matrix provides all the e-commerce tools companies need to sell online courses such as subscriptions, bundles, coupons, marketing tools, and integration with the most popular payment gateways. You can also use Matrix with your favorite apps and tools for training such as G Drive, Salesforce, Zapier, and more. Sign up now for a 14-day free trial and join the millions of happy Matrix users.
Good day and welcome to today's webinar session. My name is Nelly from Transform Africa. Once again, it's great to have all of you on this session with us. Today, we'll be looking at learning and training, and specifically our topic today says empowering employees with training on the go, the power of an intuitive learning management system. Now, we do know that over the past few years, learning and training has taken a different direction, especially when it comes to taking it digital. And of course, this was further accelerated by the onset of the pandemic. And now organizations find themselves in the space where they have to ensure that in order for learning and training to continue, they must support the organizations with a learning management system, right? And various other factors affect this learning management system and how the organization will utilize it, right? Today, we are partnering with Cypher Learning to bring you this webinar session. Cypher Learning specializes in providing learning platforms for organizations around the world. Their products have received numerous awards and recognitions and are used by over 20,000 organizations with millions of users in over 100 countries and covering 40 plus languages. Cypher Learning is currently the only company that offers learning platforms in all major e-learning sectors, right? That is the academic, corporate, and individuals. The AI-infused platform is empowering schools, businesses, and entrepreneurs worldwide to reimagine online education and deliver the best learning experience. The platform is easy to implement and easy to use, which all organizations and all individuals really value. Now, to discuss this topic and just to have a deeper understanding of how organizations or businesses can continue to use learning management systems in a way that is an advantage to everyone in any area of the business, we have here a panel. Let me start first by introducing our presenter for the day, Masood Sheikh. So Masood is the sales director driving business growth for Middle East and Africa at Cypher Learning, a US-based company with users in more than 100 nations that specializes in providing intelligent learning platforms powered by AI for education and corporate learners globally. Masood comes with over 15 years of experience in enabling enterprises to realize their position in the digital economy and equip them in building digital business transformation, technology strategy, use case development, and execution. Over the years, he has advised business leaders and decision makers on digital transformation, digital experience, people, process, and technology are vital for holistic transformation and growth. He has previously lived in Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Nigeria, and has traveled and worked extensively with public, private, BFSI, telecom, oil and gas, manufacturing, and NGOs sectors in more than 30 countries in the African market. Masood is a firm believer that the future is a mix of digital education, robotics, AI, crypto, He is a technology advisor to several startups in Africa, including AfriLabs, which helps over 440 hubs and more than 15,000 startups across 54 nations in Africa. Pleasure to have you here. Introducing Nobukosi Rebecca Danisa. Rebecca has accounting, sales, marketing, and executive admin experience across manufacturing, agriculture, NGOs, and ICT. She has worked with teams across Africa and the UK. She is a proactive, innovative, and results-oriented person with excellent adaptability, interpersonal, and communication skills. Over the years, Rebecca has also had the privilege to be in the educational sector and strongly believes if education institutions aim to have an impact for production of quality and excellence, adoption in the digital era is the way to go. Thank you for joining us, Rebecca. Introducing Anthony Odion. Anthony is the Regional Business Manager for Public Sector at Transform Africa with experience in infrastructure optimization, cybersecurity, and software solutions. Instrumental in the expansion of Sophos blueprints within the public sector market in Nigeria as the Channel Sales Manager West Africa at Sophos, a leading global cybersecurity company, business manager, public sector, and SME. Anthony has gained deep experience growing revenues and expanding market share for other top system integrators across different verticals. Thanks for joining us, Anthony. Last but definitely not least, we have Mr. Tolulope Fani. Mr. Fani has more than 10 years experience in the human resources, learning and development, customer service, and commercial department for international telecommunication and sports gaming organizations like Globalcom and Airtel, to mention a few. He holds a BSc in political science from Lagos State University, as well as an MSc in industrial relations and personnel management, and a master's of public administration. He is an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria and a member of the Nigeria Institute of Training and Development. So thank you so much, Mr. Fani, for joining us. So we'll be getting to a panel discussion later on during the session. But to start off, we are going to be having a demo presentation by Masood, just to show us the learning management system and some of the features and functionalities of that learning management system, and how you joining us today, you listening in, can utilize this learning management system to benefit your organization and transform the learning and teaching or training space in your organization. Please feel free to interact with us throughout the session. We'd really love to hear from you. Please use the chat function on your device to ask any questions, which we will address towards the end of the session. Any comments also are welcome. Would really love to hear from you. So at this point, I'll be handing over to Masood. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you for the great introduction. Super glad to be here for the Transform Africa. Currently, when I look at Africa and the way the education system, especially for the corporate learning, is evolving, I see we are at the right pace at the right time, because the need for corporate learning, the need for employee empowerment, the need for the skill development for employees is always in demand, and now it's actually transforming. One of the core reasons for that is, in general, if I look at my experience of working with the African ecosystem or even global ecosystem, is I've seen that right now a lot of organizations are focusing on digital transformation. Many of them are looking at how they can transform their approach towards customer experience, approach towards product delivery, approach towards good manufacturing practice or health and safety practices. So, and then all these are possible when you combine technology with people, process, and operations. And in this entire journey of people, process, operations, and technology, and we call it as holistically as digital transformation, it's only possible when you have resources, especially your employees, who understand the vision of an organization, who understand the future, what the company is looking to grow into. And for that to resonate among all your employees, and also to understand that do you have the required skills as a company or a bank or a financial institution, or per se even a manufacturing unit in Nigeria, or any part of Africa or the world, do you have the right skill set, and does your team know what they want to achieve as a company, what they can achieve as an individual contributor or a team player in an organization? So these are the typical questions which arise when you are planning for growth as a company. Now, as much as I'm talking about growth of a company, there is also growth of individuals, employees who are part of the ecosystem. Now, the biggest challenge for the learning and development professionals or the human resource professionals in a corporate world is they are not having visibility on what is the requirements of skill development or training development needs of their employees. They also do not have visibility on the process which is being applied, and how and where a learner is able to learn, how much time are they spending, and why they should spend time on a certain topic. So there are several questions which are unanswered, and the management expects the learning and development teams, or per se the HR teams, to be hands-on, to be knowledgeable, and should be able to advise back to the management and the leadership to take informed decisions. Because if you do not have employee motivation by giving them right skills, by giving them an environment to grow and groom themselves, the employees will lose their interest and focus towards engaging with a company which does not value employee growth. So these are two major areas where one side the market is shifting, and the other side the employee requirements are shifting. So it's a very big crux in which the corporate world is in. And this is where with pandemic we have also seen that the learning needs are also changing. People need to adapt, people need to quickly equip themselves with quick, fast, and easy way to skill themselves up. And Cypher Learning is one of the answers to such scenarios. So let me introduce myself again. I'm Masood Sheikh. I'm the Regional Director for Cypher Learning. I'm based out of Dubai. As my colleague Nelly mentioned, I've lived in multiple countries in Africa. I worked in African market for over a decade plus. I understand the ecosystem quite well. With Cypher Learning, our focus as a company is we build learning management platform. So we are a edtech company. So let me share my screen and let me start showing a slide. I'm going to run through one or two slides, and then I'm going to directly jump into the future features and the capabilities of Cypher Learning. So Cypher Learning, is a edtech company. We are a full-scale technology company. We build learning platforms, and that's the only thing we do. We are extremely good at what we do, and we have been growing drastically in last decade. And even before pandemic, we were growing exponentially. And with pandemic, of course, it helped us to increase our footprint in much more countries and much more customer environments. So as a company, we are having users in over 100 plus countries. And we are used by over 20,000 organizations. This includes top names. I'm going to take some names in a few minutes. And we have over 18 million users, active users using the platform globally right now. Now and this happens every day. We have over 18 millions accessing our platform, and every day we have between 15 to 20,000 new customers registering on our platform. So that kind of talks about the volumes at which we operate, also talks about the robust platform we have. It also gives you confidence that we understand the global ecosystem. Our platform is secure, and we have a good resilience and disaster recovery and backup scenarios well taken care of. Our uptimes are 99.996. So that's the best in the industry when it comes to the uptime and availability and so on. So we also have over 20 offices globally. One of our regional offices in Africa is in South Africa in Cape Town. and we are soon looking to expand our footprint in African market. Recently, we were, and personally, I and around 8 members of my team, we were in Rwanda, and we were able to meet a couple of ministers from different parts of Africa. So this is just to give you commitment what we have towards Africa and the vision we have towards Africa. Some of the top performing, because being in the learning business, we always have to be on top. So these are some of the recognitions we have got on the top. And as a company, we have global customers. So in the corporate side, we have large corporate giants like Siemens Energy. Costco is one of the largest wholesale and retailer across America. Dermalogica, which is into cosmetics and pharma manufacturing. MedPower is another a manufacturing organization. But beyond this, we also have McDonald's. We have signed them up recently, and several other thousands of organizations. So this kind of resonates that we fit into multi verticals. So whether it is manufacturing, oil and gas, banking, chemical manufacturing or processing, training and development, government departments, insurance domain, or even a generic corporate domain, which are doing consulting and advisory, we have such customers using our platform globally, training their employees both remote and in person within their office as well. And they use Cypher Learning's Matrix LMS quite effectively. Okay. And we also work on the education sector. And to give you a quick snapshot, like this is what Cypher Learning is all about. So we have two major products. One is called Neo and the other one is Matrix. So Neo focuses on the education sector from K to 20. And the Matrix focuses on the corporate segment as a product. And you can see that the product has all these capabilities where from anywhere from sharing your learning and development content and your training components to collaboration, engagement, certification, doing data analytics in terms of understanding where, what, how, the trend analysis so that you can take informed decisions, managing your training management capabilities, ensuring that your learning management is on par with the market needs and the growth needs of the organization, and for you to be able to assess and come up with curated results to plan your performance management as an HR. All that is very well taken care of in Matrix Learning Management Platform. We call ourselves as intelligent learning platform, and one of the reasons for that is we are having several new features being added to our LMS. Globally, you have seen and heard about LMS is talking about LXP, which is learning experience platforms or standard LMSs. But we have gone beyond LXP and LMS because LXP is experience, LMS is management, but we are talking about ILP. ILP ensures that as an owner of the learning and development department or the admin of the learning and development side, you have full control of the platform, where we bring in a lot of automation capabilities. This automation ensures that you configure the platform once, you set your rules once, then they are for life till you go back and change them. The other side of the story is we also do adaptive learning, where based on the user's behavior, based on the background of the employee, his skill set, his way he is accessing the platform, his progress, we are able to track, we are able to identify, and based on that, we kind of adapt the platform, tweak the platform automatically based on the location, dynamics, age, qualifications, and several other permutations and combinations. In addition to that, our recent infusion of AI ensures that we understand behavioral analytics of a user, and based on that, we push right content, do right recommendations, and then we are coming up with several other features as well. And I could also take you through that in future whenever we have another session with you folks. Finally, the gamification is an important aspect, which way we are very strong. I'm also going to quickly highlight some quick views on that in coming minutes. One of the reasons why Cypher Learning is known in the market is because of the ease of use. It's extremely user-friendly when it comes to users. Most of the organizations struggle to train their employees on how to use a new software, but in our case, your employees don't need a trainer to train them how to use Facebook and Instagram. So our user experience is somewhat like that, where A user does not need a lot of stress. It's self-learnable. It's easy to use. In addition to that, it's extremely easy to implement. It's self-configurable. And of course, Transform Africa team is extremely capable in terms of training and hand-holding, but otherwise it's still very easy to manage, implement, and use as a platform. Quick snapshots in terms of customer base. As I mentioned, these were the customers. I just wanted to showcase that McDonald's is also there as a customer for us. So quickly, I'm going to get into a demo site for the session right now. One of the core important things I want to address is, like, we are a fully SaaS-based platform. We're fully hosted on cloud, and we would like to highlight that as a LMS, you don't need to maintain a physical infrastructure or manage any cloud environment yourself. We take that full responsibility. We manage the platform. We give you updated any features which gets added in future. They come default as free. We don't charge you any addition for any new features which we're adding. That's what we bring as a platform. On the other side, if you look at the screen, this is where I just logged in. I logged in as a demo user, and if you look at my profile, this is a sample profile we created with Stephen. So every employee gets their own profile page, so they can add their own introduction. An employee can add their education credentials and any certificates they are earning within the platform. The reason for that is because if an employee does not have a connect to the platform, they will not be interested to kind of use the platform effectively. So this is where we build connect. So here we have social media, and employee can showcase. This becomes his LinkedIn kind of a page within the organization. So anytime in future, if he wants to share a profile, or if HR wants to know, like, out of 1,000 employees you have, what are the 5 employees who are certified in X, you will be able to easily find who are those employees. So that's one of the reasons why we have this particular component. Beyond that, you can see here the learner. I've logged in as a learner, instructor, and admin, all 3 roles this particular user is playing. So if I go back to the main dashboard, you can see the dashboard has a lot of intuitive components. So on the left-hand side, you have easy to navigate menu options. And on the right-hand side, you have a very simplified calendar, task management, and site-wide gaming. And all these widgets can be customized, removed, and added. The entire portal also has the capabilities where you can change the template, modify the color and design aesthetic as per your brand guidelines. You can change the logo, you can customize this. In case if you have, as an organization, if you have multiple branches, multiple departments, or multiple subsidiaries, group companies, you can maintain your group companies under one umbrella. So this ensures that you remain the owner of the platform, and you have sub-entities which can be managed independently, but they kind of report into you from the hierarchy perspective. If I scroll down further, this is where you have the welcome note, where you have, like, as a company, you can do your announcements, any upcoming events, like CEO is going to deliver a speech, World Health Day, Women's Day, or COVID-19 protocols. So those kind of announcements can be done, and it's quite easy to configure and, like, pretty much go and edit what you want in this particular section. So I'm not going to go into details in the interest of time, but a quick show on the flexibility and the capability the platform gives you as an owner of the platform. In addition to that, if you see here, I can view some of the courses which were, like, my skill set, my mastery level percentage is being reflected. So I have achieved 36% mastery for this course, and similarly here, but here I have 0 mastery, and this means I need to continue or start taking this course. Please give me a second. Thank you. So to continue further, let's say if I want to access this course, this is where I can see what is my skill set, what is the rating of this particular course. So your employees can also rate a course, and this is where, as an employee, I can see my competency levels. So this kind of gives clarity to the L&D team that where an employee is being skilled at, what is his competency level, and what is his growth pattern within his learning curve. Beyond that, if I scroll down further, I also have, just to highlight, these are the recommendations. So this is where we use AI. So based on my usage of the platform, the system recommends the right courses and right content for me, which you have hosted on a platform, so that you know that, for example, if Masood is from sales, I would recommend him customer experience, customer handling, time management, pricing, and so on and so forth. So, the system adapts based on the user and the profile of the user. If I go further down, I have some more widgets here, where here I can see as a trainer, because if you remember, I mentioned Stephen has 3 profiles. So he's a trainer, he's an instructor, he's an administrator, and also a learner. He's also taking courses from the platform. So now you can see on the platform that as Stephen is offering these following courses, he's training or teaching these courses within the organization. And if he goes into one of these courses, he can see who are the students of the course, he can see what are the modules of the course, and so on and so forth. So all that information is available here. So let me quickly go back to the previous dashboard, and I want to highlight a few more points. If I go further down, I can look at all the enrollment. So as a user, these are the courses I'm enrolled, and this is the learning path I'm able to access. So this is your front view. I also have a detailed view I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds. Beyond that, as a user, I can also configure the widgets, and these shows me the types of courses are being delivered in the organization, the group types, and the nationality or the location or the country, topic wise, location wise, or department wise. I can remove and add these reports as I want. And even these sections are also configurable. I can simply hide them, remove them, or I can completely clean up this space and have my own personalized view. Okay. Just to highlight a few more sections, so we also have messaging and communication within the platform. This ensures there is a multi-way communication between the learner and the trainer and the departments and the managers. All that communication can be tracked. We also have notifications where you have, the notifications can be configured. We support mobile app both on Android and iOS, and you can configure these messages. You can add your own communication messages and notifications from here. All that is extremely easy to do. Beyond that, we have a quick calendar. This is multicolored calendar where you can add events, add upcoming trainings, and configure them. And also you can color code them based on your business needs. So you can either give a specific color to a department or a type of training or a topic which you're looking at. So blue can be management, red could be COVID-19, and so on and so forth. One of the important aesthetics of a platform would be our help section, because we normally know that if you have employees and if they are stuck somewhere and if they need to know how to use the platform, they don't need to contact you as an L&D person, or they don't need to contact us. Pretty much everything is available on the platform. So let's say, for example, if you have an instructor wants to, for example, create a certificate for a course or a training you're offering. Let's say COVID safety certificate. Now, this is where an instructor can go and configure their own certificate. This is a step-by-step guide, so there is no need to ask anyone how to do this. All that information is available on the platform, and this is where you can come up with your own certificate with your own branding, and you can create templates, create badges, create points. So all that options are available. And this applies to different types. So based on the user type, the view will change. So if you're an admin, you will have an admin view. If you're a trainer, you'll have a trainer view. And if you're a learner, you'll have a learner's view. We also support developer options where you can do Open API and REST API integrations. And if you have any code level integrations you want to achieve, even that is possible on the platform. Some more highlights in the interest of time I want to kind of showcase. the kind of reports we offer are extremely powerful, and you will not find this kind of reporting in any LMS right now. So these are dynamic reports, active living reports or live reports we call, and you can configure them. These can be pre-configured or these can be automated, and these can be like real time, or you can also schedule them. So these reports will change based on the user type. So if a L&D manager is logging in, he will have his view. Or CEO of the company will have his view. Director of a department will have his view. Team leader or a manager will have view for his own employees or team members. So these reports can be hundreds of different types of reports. Could be on the content or the assessments or the quizzes the employees are doing, or the topics they are getting trained on, location wise, department wise, topic wise, priority wise, skill wise. So you can configure these reports as you want and when you want. Some more highlights I want to quickly show on the catalog. So this is where you have your learning catalog, and this catalog is extremely well organized and curated, so you can put your content here. This is your in-house content. In addition to that, we also support integration with third-party content providers. So you can bring in if you have Udemy, LinkedIn, Go1, Coursera, or any other third-party content providers content, you can reflect that content here, and your users can simply use this and access the courses, access the content, and subscribe to those courses straight away from this LMS. There's no need for them to log into a third-party platform, and you will have visibility of what's happening on their learners' progress, how they're progressing, how they're scoring, which certificate they're getting. All that visibility and transparency will be available for you. Quickly, I want to highlight on the reporting part, which is extremely important. And this reporting is on the skill side. So what I showed you earlier was departmental performance reports, but now I'm going into a detail of the skill development or the mastery report of your employees. So this is where you will see a multi-subject or multi-skills report. You have your learners here, your employees, and these are the skills you are expecting your employees to get competency on. And this is how their competency levels you can see people are in red, orange, and you also have people in green. So high top performers are having like star, and low performers are not having star. So you can kind of pretty much play, modify, and get visibility on that. You can also go deeper. You can look at the competency levels of each learner if you want, or you can look at overall competency levels. You can also define and refine the coverage rules, like how your course is being covered, how the learners are adapting to the platform. In addition to that, you can also do performance analysis. So when your learners are doing trainings and once they do assessments or quiz, and for them to get certified, they need to do this assessment. So this is where you can track the score and performance. And if this doesn't really give you the visibility, because I'm sure your CEO does not want to see this, or your management or director does not want to see this. So instead of showing them something with numbers, you can show them with high interface, engaging analytics. So this is where you can show them a powerful analytic tool, and that gives them visibility of what's happening in the organization. Beyond this, you can also export these reports to third-party tools. We also support, as I mentioned, multiple API configurable. We have pre-built integrations with more than 1,500 third-party applications. So there is a list I can also show you. Beyond that, the platform also offers chat capabilities. It also offers collaboration capabilities, so your employees can chat on various topics within the courses. On the courses topics, you can also have, for example, forums where your employees can share information. You can create blogs as a learning and development team, blogs on various topics. And this is like, for example, learners who are part of the particular blog, and so on and so forth. So the platform offers a lot of depth. In addition to that, we support gamification. So if I quickly go to our gamification screen, give me a second. In the interest of time, I'm gonna finish my my showcase in 1 or 2 minutes, but otherwise this is the gamification. So you can see that how the employees are performing in the gamification part. You can give your employees points, stars, badges, and you can either run this gamification entire company wide or department wise or topic wise or location wise, and these can be run independently or together. So we support gamification quite effectively as well. Final touch-ups in terms of some few points. We do not charge for storage. You can put as much as content, as much as video, audio content, it doesn't matter. The platform has the capability to handle massive volumes. If you have 1,000 users, 10,000 users, 1 million users, you can simply populate them with one click. So there's no load on the system. And the platform also offers ability for you to create your own content. So you can straight away go and customize and build your own content. And this is where I'm, for example, in a quick snap showing you how to build content. And you can either copy paste content here, or you can start editing through our content editor. You can also embed, for example, you can also embed videos, for example. For example, let's say I'm pulling out something on Africa. I just want to show you how easy it is for someone who from your training team or content team who want to build content, how easy it is for them. So you can see I just copy pasted content from Wikipedia. Within a snap, I have all the content mapped here, all the tables, all the links, all the text and the formatting is copied exactly. And if I want to, for example, go and check out a video on the same topic, and let's say for example, if I want to take this video of this gentleman, and if I want to simply copy this video link from here and put it back on the platform, it's absolutely easy for me to embed a video here, call it XYZ video, and I'm done. In addition to that, I can record a video from here. As a trainer, I can record my own video and train my employees through the platform. I can also record audio from here. And beyond that, I can also add third-party conferencing tools if needed. So if you have remote employees joining this session, you can straight away add a conferencing link here, and your employees can join through further remote sessions. So I'm done. So straight away, my content is visible now. And this is where you can see, a video is there within the platform. And if you click play, the video is played within the platform, and the user does not have to leave the platform from here. So this is how easy it is for you to create content. You can tag these users. You can simply add, for example, let's say you have this department is sales, and you can add sales, retail, management. So this tagging helps you so that whenever you have employees from sales, they will know that there is new topic added, test 1, 2, 3, and they will get a notification here on the topics which are added. So these were some of the highlights of the platform. I know I went extremely fast in terms of the in the interest of the time, but I'll be more than happy to answer any questions the team has. If you have any questions, if you're looking for a deep dive session, a deeper understanding of our platform, more than happy to assist you, and the even the Transform Africa team is available. That's it from my side. Thank you so much once again for the time, and appreciate Transform Africa for organizing this amazing setup for digitally enabling the users. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Masood. Absolutely fantastic. You mentioned quite a few features, right? You highlighted a number of features, but of interest to me was particularly when you got to analytics, right? That was a very nice one to show. You showed that from the learner perspective, you are able to see how you're doing with your courses, the level of mastery that you've been able to achieve, and then also if you were studying a particular area, you are able to see recommendations once you have completed a course, which I think is very, very useful. Now, from a broader organizational perspective, you mentioned that even within one profile, you are able to have all your subsidiaries, all your branches if you have, and you are able to see real time, right, the learning and certification progression of all your teams in the dispersed locations. And I think for any learning and development practitioner, that is very, very essential, that even though you can have teams across the country, team across the continent or different continents, you are still able within one platform to get those real-time analytics. So thank you so much for taking us through that wonderful demo presentation. I believe, you know, in today's fast-paced moving working environment, there is that need to continuously reinforce the skill sets of your teams, and we can utilize a learning management system which affords you to study after hours, which affords you to study on weekends, even on your lunch break. You can basically just take your device and go through a course. So it's important to make sure that learning is continually taking place within the organization. So we're just going to have a very quick poll. Kindly participate in that short poll just for a few seconds. Thank you. Thank you so much for participating in that poll. I see we have mixed reactions, but essentially, I think where there's a gap in terms of utilizing a learning management system, we have surely seen some of the features that would be very beneficial if you have not gone into this space of your learning and development. So we're going to swiftly move on to our panel discussion. And our first question is going to go to Mr. Fani. It's basically, you know, looking at how things are or how things have basically been within the past 2 years, right? And this question says, how did the onset of the pandemic affect your learning and development? And what are some of the changes that you had to resort to? So, Mr. Fani, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nelly. I must say it was a fantastic presentation by Masood, fantastic one. So basically, to go to the question that you mentioned, how did the onset of the pandemic affect learning and development in my organization? So basically, I would say for us in my organization, it was a bit of, okay, maybe not shock, entire shock basically, but one way or the other, it caught us unawares because majorly learning and development, training and development programs is basically physical. So what we had to do, basically, some of the changes we had to do was to make it online because physical meeting in the office was not possible. People had to work from home. So we had to, using the word, we had to resort to the new normal. So different meeting platforms, different training platforms had to be deployed by my organization for learning and development purposes. And of course, for even having meetings, and of course, for human resources purposes in terms of recruitment, basically. So we had to make use of different platforms like Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, Skype. basically. So it was just a reminder. It was just a reminder, and it brought to the fore that online learning and development is actually very, very critical, to the growth of the organization. Any organization that wants to grow, any organization that wants to ensure that the people development is on the front burner has to put in place an effective learning and learning management system, such that even when employees are not at work, they can actually learn on the go. They can actually become better. Of course, some of the changes that also came, was at the personal level and even at the organizational level. People had to make use of different platforms, learning platform for them to be better, because work wasn't physical any longer at that time. So people had to use different platform, Udemy, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Skillshare, and all that to upskill themselves and to become better. And organizations had to even make use of some of these platforms to make sure their employees upskilled. So it's a great development. Cypher learning, is coming to the fore, to introduce matrix into it. So LMS is basically the way to go. I must also appreciate Transform Africa for this initiative, for this platform, basically. So that's basically it from my own end, as it is, in terms of how the pandemic affected us. It affected us, but of course, the change from us was swift, as we had to, immediately make use of alternatives, which was online learning, basically. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fani. You mentioned adjusting to the new norm and making use of the different platforms to continue to ensure that your team was enabled and that learning was ongoing. And that's the real truth, right? Anyone that wanted to make sure that development continues in that organization had to make sure that resources are put in place for that to be done successfully. And anyone that did not, that means learning and development was halted for a certain period of time. And obviously when that happens, there is an impact overall in the productivity of your organization. But let's get to the second question, which asks, what are the key features that a learning management system should have, right? There are so many applications, systems that organizations, businesses use for learning, right? But what we call a learning management system should really be a comprehensive tool that caters for everything end to end when it comes to learning and training. So I'll direct this question to Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nelly. And I'd like to point out just there are a lot of features of LMS, but I'll pick up maybe 3 or 4 points. So LMS should have a seamless integration with other systems, if you agree with me, such as talent management system to supplement learners' information with important courses. With this, it will improve better performance among learners. And then one of the second one, which when I listened to Masood opening speech, he spoke about some of the challenges organizations are having. And in line with the futures, it's data tracking. It is important for professionals to track learners' journey via stored data. It helps them understand how the courses and learners are performing. This also helps track and design their learning program as they progress. Now, the third one is also personalized user experience. LMS should provide content based on a learner's history within the software, as well as their role. For instance, let me take an example from my role, which is a sales role. If a learner is in a sales role, they should easily be able to find more sales related training content in the LMS. This will help users to prioritize improvement areas in learning. Now, one of the most important feature which I will state here is compliance. It is vital to remain compliant with government regulations or corporate policies. This includes ensuring the right people are trained at the right time and that learners are properly assessed in their understanding and awareness of regulatory requirements as further protection, not just for the solution, but also for the company. And it will also enhance better improvements in governance, better improvements in learning, and also research. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Some very valid points that you made there in terms of key features that a learning management, a comprehensive learning management system should have. And moving on to the next question, you know, some of the things that you mentioned there, we have to now address in this third question, right? Because often we find that in this space also, you can find that there are disconnected systems, right? You have a video conferencing tool that you are using to engage your staff, but content is on a separate platform, reporting is done on another platform. So the question now is, how does Matrix LMS work together with other existing applications that an organization has already invested in, like video conferencing and others? So Masood, this one is for you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelly. Quite an interesting question because usually the corporates have already poured a lot of money in systems which are being used by the organization. So an LMS kind of demands some sort of change management and adoption in the technology landscape. However, with Cypher Learning, the life is much easier. The reason being we have REST API and Open API capabilities as a platform. So that means that if you are having an HRMS, if you are having a talent management system or a video conferencing tool, if you are using either Microsoft Office or Google or any third-party tools, you know, if till the time they have the ability to provision APIs or consume APIs, our platform is easy to integrate. And we already have tutorials of our API integration available. We provide clean documentation to the customers so that their IT teams have visibility on what's how and how easy it is to configure the APIs. And beyond that, we already have pre-built APIs configured for more than 1,500 business applications. So these are most common business applications, which includes, for example, if you're talking about Zoom, if you're talking about Teams, if you're talking about, for example, you know, skill assessment tools, if you're doing an, for example, if you're doing conducting an exam or conducting an entry qualification assessment for your employees, and if you want to do, for example, monitoring of that particular session, you can also use Safe Exam Browser, and the list goes on, right? So there are tons and tons of pre-built configurations and integrations we have. We also do, we also have ability to consume Chrome packages and H5P and QTI for question bank creation and question consumption. So a lot of these third-party components are also there. If you want to monitor like how much time your employee has spent on watching a video and when did he stop, when did he start, when did he leave, such kind of monitoring capabilities are also offered through third-party integrations. You can also increase the speed of a video, decrease the speed of a video, and so on. As we also support more than 40 languages, which includes you know, English, French, Arabic, Spanish, and the list goes on. For the countries where there is like, you know, Francophone and Arabic speaking countries within Africa as well, our platform is extremely easy, and with simple click, the language changes. So these are some of the highlights in terms of, you know, the capabilities of the platform in terms of the integration and how it is easy to integrate with other third-party tools. Thank you, Nelly.
Thank you, Masood. And from what you were demonstrating, you already showed us some of the platforms that organizations can pull content from, right? Including your Coursera, including your Udemy, and also, what you have addressed with this question is that no, you don't necessarily have to stop using what you have invested in, because Matrix LMS is readily able to integrate with so many applications very easily also. So thank you for that. Now moving on to our very last question. This one says, what are some of the learning and development challenges you face in your organization and industry, right? We know that there are challenges surely along the journey, and we hope that with an implementation of a learning management system, some of these challenges can be addressed to smooth the process of learning and development in your organization. But let me let Rebecca fill this question for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nelly. And thank you, Masood, for that powerfully packed presentation. So yes, as Nelly has already highlighted, there are so many challenges that can be faced, especially where learning is concerned. So we would look at just a few of these. We can talk about number one, employee resistance to change. Now, this is a very common barrier when it comes to change, right? People who have been at their jobs for a long time and are set in their ways often have difficulty accepting new processes because, or we can just say that doesn't only apply to the most tenured of employees. This mentality can also arise even among anyone who doesn't want to step away from the comfort of their familiar processes and systems, right? But we can all agree that for an organization to advance, change must be ongoing. And as an organization adapts to dynamic markets, internal processes, knowledge, and use of technology will definitely need to keep up. So there is need to explain to your employees why the change is necessary and how it will benefit them for better adaptation, right? The number two, we can also look at the unpleasant aspects of learning. Now, these are sensitive topics and would vary depending on the change being implemented, but it could be a new process or eliminating a technology platform the team is used to, or disruption of a certain workflow that the team is already used to. But it is also important to directly communicate the potential pitfalls and challenges that your employees might encounter from the onset, right? Because ignoring these concerns would affect their trust in the organization and potentially create more resistance to proposed changes in the future. So to solve that, transparency and direct communication would make it easier in the future to institute change and have better adaptation for the new learning requirements for your organization, right? Then we can also look at maybe lack of leadership training. It is important to teach and encourage communication and support skills that are required to guide learning in organizations, because inadequate leadership training may lead to, say, maybe chaos during periods of change. And leaders who are well equipped to guide learning efforts would most likely very much effectively boost the morale and confidence of their teams. Then lastly, we can look at the motivation for growth, right? We can agree that this would be internal, because it is often associated with the mentality that, no, this is not in my job description. Is sometimes not all learning initiatives or programs would be mandatory, though they might still add value to an employee. This means the employee's personal motivation to learn and grow would determine whether or not they participate or gain from that particular learning exercise, right? So we can conclude and say that the importance of creating an environment where many people can complete a wide range of tasks within a company really needs to be considered, right? I would quote from Murat Kristal, who said, unless you have cross-training and multitasking, you cannot create a nimble organization. So acquiring people who have different kinds of experiences rather than specializing in one aspect of industry can enable organizations' leaders to bounce ideas around and receive insight based upon real-life experiences. Now, this would allow companies to be more agile, which plays a major role in the company's future. Thank you, Nelly.
Yes, thank you so much, Rebecca. Surely the challenges will always be there, but as the saying goes, in learning you will teach, and in teaching you will learn, right? I believe even amidst the challenges, we can always take key lessons in terms of how to move the organization forward and how to continue to foster individual learning and growth, right? So thank you so much to our panel for all the questions addressed. We will just have a very short poll before we close. So kindly just go through that poll for us. Thank you. Thank you so much for the feedback. We really, really appreciate it. And I think this is a conversation that we'll continue to have, because learning is constantly changing and we all have to adjust to the new ways of making sure that we continue to empower ourselves, empower organizations, so that our organizations can thrive, our economies can thrive. So thank you all so much. As we come to a close, I just want to say thank you on behalf of Transform Africa. Thank you to our panelists for joining us for the powerful presentation and just for fielding all the questions that we had. And to our attendees who are joining us from different sectors, from all around the continent, we really appreciate you. I see people from Nigeria, I see people from Botswana, I see from South Africa, Zimbabwe. So thank you so much for joining us. Please feel free to continue to engage us. We meet on this session every month to discuss various technologies. And when you pop into any one of our sessions, you can always find something that would be of great value either to your business or to your organization. So in order to stay abreast with when these events are happening, please follow us on our various social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, or you can reach out to us at services@transformafricalimited.com. We are on the web also at transformafricalimited.com. So on behalf of the rest of the team at Transform Africa, see you next time, and thank you very much. Cheers.